right, license plate 9 Sam Thomas Apple 351. This is surveillance while you're stopping at a stop sign, and they literally, there's nobody stopping them. They're monitoring. So is the demon, and it was the Hensley Torta, looks like a female. This is surveillance in the path. They're accomplishing stalking with light by the fake sun. This is not sunlight over everything, and they're maintaining presence in the path. It's the same thing at a red light. The government's controlling the lights. It's a means of surveillance. These are black-faced demons. 9 BOR 789, gang stalking with law enforcement, by the way. That's on the surface. And they talk about Black Lives Matter while they're oppressed by law enforcement. Actually, these are demons that are engaged in criminal surveillance, and they use race as a divisive distraction regarding criminal surveillance that they are all of all races sharing in with gang stalkers that are masquerading as police departments. Black lives do not matter to the demon possessed who are of the black race. Ask Tracy Banks. Okay, you don't have to ask her because actually she's a liar, but the evidence of her gang stalking another black person is that speaks volumes enough. That speaks volumes enough. And the same with Eric Corey Spencer. This pattern of conduct, and it is currently 11:04 a.m. I documented the Ontario International Airport gang stalking this morning. Remember everything that's involved in that video that I captured, where the entity is stalking plane after plane. 7:12 a.m. Okay, there's no airport even closer. There's no airport east of the Chevron. There's no airport east of Lemon Avenue over here. The airport is south of Hope Boulevard. This is FEDC B and then Hope Boulevard. And Hope Boulevard and the airport is at what is off of Vineyard and Airport Drive. And Terminal 2 and Terminal 4 are not at that intersection. The entity is stalking. You know that because when I'm at what is 111 North Vineyard Avenue, the entity is acting like Southwest Airlines, UPS are acting like they're taking off there. So what are you doing? Doing the cartwheels behind the tree, flying at a heightened elevation here, and also hovering like you're dipping and diving behind the Chevron while the entity is engaging in what is all vacillating many manners of elevation, and also the same airport, which is nowhere near here. None of it. And they do that, by the way, while they have been outmaneuvered intellectually. And so what do idiots do that are embarrassed? They'll just engage in more of it while they're blatantly admitting to stalking, which I'm going to use in federal court. Okay, the entity vocalized the unified threat today through Jay Sandoval to commit a kidnapping. They do so while federal policies such as deportation, such as loss of custody of minor children that the people of the state are in custody of. The entity that is engaged in gang stalking is unfit, mentally unfit. And they are also unfit with regard to the danger that they pose to themselves and minor children, whom they include in the system of terrorism, the violent sex offense of federal group stalking and monitoring. Jay Sandoval and the Ontario Police Department are threatening on behalf of an entity that is documented, and they are communicating that threat as one voice, in the same way that they are gang stalking together under the one fake sun that's over me. It is not just the City of Ontario that's vocalizing that threat. The City of Ontario, the Ontario Police Department, Jay Sandoval voiced that threat expressly and impliedly on behalf of the entire entity. San Diego County is gang stalking. San Diego County is threatening a kidnapping today through Jay Sandoval. The demons at the Ovid Family Community Library who are going to federal prison for systematically gang stalking me and for kidnapping with that agency vocalizing a threat today while they are being documented. You're not going to engage in terrorism and then also threaten to engage in what is committing a kidnapping. That is more criminal conduct. They are absolutely unfit to remain in custody of minor children, whom they include in the system of terrorism. They contribute to the delinquency of these minors. These minors that are brought up in chaotic, dangerous, violent environments where they're engaging in what is this system of sexually violent and deranged patterns designed to surveil somebody and violate their privacy, sexually, physically violent against them, and threatening criminal conduct because you are a hostile terrorist who is subject to deportation, moreover, if you're not a natural born citizen. This is the P.O.C. Jay Sandoval speaking as one entity that is gang stalking. They're all stalking behind the red light that the government is controlling while they're listening to me litigate and prosecute them. They will be subject to what is a more intensified federal prosecution for threatening me while I'm on the sidewalk and I'm documenting. It doesn't matter if I was inside of a hotel room or if I'm standing on it doesn't matter where I'm at. In other words, the entity remains the criminal, engaged in criminal monitoring, and they communicated a unified threat through the demon Jay Sandoval, and the people of the state, the terrorists, are going to be prosecuted for it. It's relevant to deportation. It's relevant to a deep separation of gang stalking families that have custody of their children. You want to resort to more terrorism. While you are a terrorist that is being documented, you're going to be subject to what is more enhanced federal prosecution tactics. This is the P.O.C. This is relevant to also the federal RICO case, the government, every gang stalking airline, the gang stalking departments of the government that are engaging what is threatening to kidnap me through the Ontario Police Department with the intent to obstruct justice. They're all under a fake sun. They're all mentally ill. This fake sun is over me at 7 in the morning at this same bus stop while they're driving an engineer light and it's appearing on the side of their cars. Impossible light activity. They're all mentally ill. And they all vocalize the threat today to commit kidnapping because I'm exposing the fact that the mentally ill, demon-possessed terrorists in the state of California are unfit to be parents, that they are a threat to children, that they're gang stalking with, that they're engaged in vagina monitoring with, and that they are also a threat to the public and in need of deportation if you're not even a natural-born citizen. And you will be going to federal prison for kidnapping and criminal summoning and a threat to commit kidnapping with the intent to obstruct justice. P.O.C. It is currently 11:08 a.m. at 537 North Euclid Avenue, where this entity is obsessively stalking and monitoring and engaging what is a threat to commit kidnapping as an entity while they are monitoring the evidence. I just want to be clear. Starbucks at 507 North Euclid Avenue. This is the venue where this fake sun is over that roof. I just wanted to see it because this is the entity. Starbucks is engaged in what is threatening to commit kidnapping today. Just to give you one example of how you're going to analyze the whole entity and all the criminal conduct that they've engaged in. Where that fake sun is over that roof at 6 p.m. This is what I documented during daylight savings time this summer. This is the fake sun that's over me on the same street. This is the entity unified, speaking as one, stalking as one, monitoring as one, threatening as one, kidnapping as one as well. That's the pattern of conduct. The entity that's engaging what is threatening me, it's going to be relevant to the federal charges that you're prosecuted for. This is P.O.C.